Hi, Mike with Vanco here, and today's video is all about nonprofit fundraising 101 and 7 keys to holding successful fundraisers. So let's get started. Now, the first step is to create donor personas and to segment your audience for targeted outreach. Now, this is important because if you try and market to everyone, you really end up marketing to no one. And so, the more that you can do research on your targeted persona and your ideal donor and to segment your messaging according to that, the more effective it will be. So some key things to consider would be things like demographics of your ideal donor. So this could be where they live, their education level, the income they make, but also things like how often they donate, the amounts they typically donate, some of their interests, and much more. Also combine this with some real world research based on your outgoing marketing efforts. So you want to continually track your data and update it frequently. So when you send out messaging like emails or newsletters or hold events, pay attention to things like who resonates with that messaging. Do the emails get a high open rate? Do people tend to donate after you do that outreach? And you want to continually test and track so you can improve over time. And when you combine these efforts, it can help you define your ideal donor and their persona. And this can affect your future marketing as well. The second step is to craft a compelling case for support through storytelling. Now, this is important because people will resonate on an emotional level when you share stories. So, this can be sad stories, touching stories, stories of hope, stories of impact that you've made in the community, different things like that. And this is important because it really helps people connect with your cause on a deeper level, and this can lead to better engagement and higher donations to support your nonprofit. With this, also consider creating a case statement. Now, this is a written document that highlights to donors why they should support your cause. This can highlight things like your mission, the impact you hope to make, and the urgency of why people should donate today versus another time. The third step is to use data-driven strategies. Now, you may have heard the statement before that numbers don't lie, and this is important when it comes to improving your fundraising efforts. And you want to dig into the data on things like fundraising trends, donor best practices, as well as donor behavior. And when you understand the data on these subjects, it can help you adjust your strategies accordingly to help you promote your fundraisers more effectively. You can also look at past fundraising efforts you've done and either match and model or make changes accordingly. So for example, maybe last summer you had an effective 5K fundraiser, you might consider doing that again, or maybe holding another 5K fundraiser at a different time of year. Again, look at things like the frequency people opened your emails. Could that be based around when you sent the email, or maybe the subject line? Or maybe you look and you see that the first part of your campaign had a lot of engagement, but the second half dwindled down. Was there a key difference between the beginning versus the end, and what changes can you make for the future to ensure that you have more of an impact? So some key KPIs that you can focus on can include things like your engagement rate, the gift amounts from your donors, the return on investments if you're running paid ads, open rates for your emails, click-through rate on ad campaigns, how many new donors you acquired, recurring donors that happened, event attendance, and much more. And so when you test and track these key things and pay attention to the data, it can help improve your results over time. The fourth step is to maximize your online fundraising presence. Now, your online presence is important. It can help you gain a lot of exposure for your business, often in a passive manner. So focus on driving people to your website, as this can increase donations passively. One of the ways you can do this is by optimizing your website for essential keywords. And so this is considered SEO or search engine optimization, but you want to include different blog posts, different content, landing pages, and more highlighting keywords that your ideal donors will be searching for online. This can help you rank more effectively in search engines and can bring a lot of free traffic to your website if done correctly. You also want to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile. Trends are showing that more and more people are turning to mobile and are looking at websites on the go. So you want to make sure that your website is responsive and that it's optimized for mobile, as this might be your only opportunity to gain support through your website. You also want to make sure that you promote your website through various channels. So if you create a blog post or a video on your website, you want to make sure that you promote that to your audience through things like social media, email messages, newsletters, and more. The next step is to build relationships with your donors. Again, you want to progress past only donor acquisition and focus on donor retention and creating repeat donors. More often than not, it's more expensive to generate a new donor than it is to maintain an existing donor or to encourage someone to donate more than getting them to donate for the first time. And some ways to do this is to focus on donor appreciation and donor engagement. So you want to make sure that you have ongoing messaging and outreach after someone makes their first donation. This could include things like sending a thank you email, a receipt of their donation, maybe even an in-person physical thank you note can be effective. You could also share stories of how that person's donation is really making an impact or what you've been able to achieve by getting that donation. This can also help your donors feel like they're a part of the community and that their contributions can really make a difference. The next step is to collaborate with local businesses. Now, this is important because sponsorships are a very effective way to increase donations, to expand your reach, and to grow support for your nonprofit fundraisers. Local businesses are great ways to promote your fundraising efforts and also secure additional donations, and it can help you create win-win relationships that could lead to ongoing support and frequent donations. The benefit to sponsorships locally is that you can help expand their reach as well. Many of your key donors can attend events sponsored by these local businesses, and they might be a great fit to use that business's products or services. The seventh tip is to use your resources more effectively. Now, one thing we've realized after working with thousands of nonprofits over the years is that most nonprofits are functioning on limited time with limited resources, and so spending your effort to try and reinvent things can cause a lot of frustration and lack of results. And so the great news is that we've actually put together a full nonprofit kit with over 100 different resources and templates and tools to help you succeed in growing your nonprofit and boosting fundraising. So if you'd like to download this kit, it's absolutely free, and we've included a link in the description below where you can do so. So be sure to download that to get all the tools and resources you need to start maximizing fundraising today. On top of that, if you'd like to connect with our team, we'd be happy to help you build your next fundraising event and to maximize your online giving efforts. So if you'd like to learn more how our team can help you increase donations and maximize results, be sure to schedule a demo with our team as well. But again, we definitely appreciate your time, and hopefully you got a lot of value and benefit out of today's video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. Again, be sure to download those free resources below this video. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new videos we put out. But again, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to working with you.